let me differentiate between counseling and therapy in brief. So, counseling is a short form of treatment, whereas therapy is a long form of treatment. So, counseling can be, you are having one session with the client, you are counseling, or two or three, or, therapy is for everyone. And when I say everyone, that means that it is covering all economical classes. So that is why I said this, that, don't get too surprised. I'm even saying it as free because I know there are organizations that are doing charity work and they are providing therapy for free. There are
Talking to a therapist is just like talking to your friend.
myth.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to Sound Mind. Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks a lot for being here and for your precious time. So, I'm really excited to have this conversation. So, before we begin with our conversation, I just wanted to mention that your work is really inspiring in the field of mental health, and for that, you also received award, the Business World Wellbeing 30 Under 30 Award, if I am saying it correct. So, I'm also curious about that award. Would you like to share a little bit about how it happened and a little bit about that experience? Yes.
Yeah, sure. So I received the award last year, and but just going a little back with the process of enrolling yourself in receiving an award, I was flooded with too many emails from organizations that host such award ceremonies. And I just want to share this in particular, that, for nominating yourself, you have to pay a certain amount. I
Okay.
was very sure about this, that I don't want to pay an amount. If you want to recognize my work, my ability to help the community at large, then
Mhm.
you should not ask for money from me, right? But sadly, this is the reality for several awards that we get to see here. So when it came to business world, when they approached me, I made it clear to them as well that I don't want to pay the fees here. So if it is for free, and if you want to uh, appreciate the work as you have written it down in the email, then I am good to proceed ahead with you. So they readily accepted it. So I accepted proceeding ahead, and then I had to fill up a form. There were certain questions that were written about me, about my organization, Innate Mind, how I am as a founder, the work that I do, and the kind of cases that I have taken so far, and so forth. And later on, I was shortlisted from a pool of almost 200 to 300 nominations. And then we were asked to, have a pitch meeting with the speakers.
Mhm.
And the panelists were 20 to 25 great people who have contributed to the society. So that feeling was something to have that meeting with them and to pitch about myself. And just within 2 minutes, it felt crazy, it didn't feel doable, but I somehow did it. And later on, after a couple of days, they sent me an email that congratulations, and you are one of the recipients of the 30 under 30 award. And I was in disbelief, because for all those days I was just feeling anxious whether I'm going to hear from them again, or shall I follow up from them, that aage kya hone wala hai. That was some experience. And also going there to Four Seasons to receive the award, that was another experience, because it was not just me who was standing over there. There were others too. There were recipients of 40 under 40 award, and there were other recipients of 30 under 30 award too, because well-being again is a big umbrella, and under that segment there were other professionals. So it felt good to interact with different people, learn to know more about their stories, and also there were guest speakers. It was quite an experience that I cannot forget in my life. A beautiful experience. And I think that, experiences such as these keep you motivated and inspired to keep doing what you're doing and maybe a bit more, so that you can contribute to your profession and the society at large.
I would like to mention here for our viewers that you were working as a HR previously, and then you switched your career to pursue the passion in therapy or in mental health. So, how was the transition for you? Like,
Yeah, I get to hear this question quite a lot. I am asked this question by HRs too, who are my peers now, and even psychology students or anyone else who wants to transition from their profession into the mental health field. Well, the transition has been quite adventurous, to put it that way in one word. But to elaborate further how it happened, then my specialization subject in my graduation was psychology. So I studied in SNDT University, and right from the first year, we are given the specialization subject. So I chose psychology. So for all the 3 years back then, I had psychology. But during my final year, I was confused what to do ahead in my life, whether I should do a job in the HR segment, or shall I opt for clinical psychology and work in the clinic or hospital. It all came down to the environment somewhere I felt, and then my second priority was the nature of the job. But I soon realized that I was also looking for some kind of a stability. So when I was having an interaction with one of my family members about this, about making a career choice, they said that go for HR because it will provide you that stability. Now I understand from the kind of mentality that they are coming from, because I do not want to generalize this, because I am a Maharashtrian, but it is said that Maharashtrians prefer a salaried job over business, and it is vastly seen that way. And even in my family, if I say, then most of the family members are salaried professionals, few of them are medical professionals. But when it comes to having your own business per se, there is nobody as such. Probably my grandfather was the only one in his business. So I understand now that from where they were coming from in making this kind of an advice for me. But if I go back for that 20-year-old, that 19-20-year-old me, for me, taking that advice meant that, okay, having faith in my family member. And so I thought that, yeah, they are saying, they must be saying it right. And also, I have kept this as an option. So I went ahead and I tried to search for the courses. There was Masters in Industrial Psychology course offered by my university. But as I was thinking about job prospects back in that time, I could not see a lot of job prospects in industrial psychology alone in India. If you are talking about abroad, then in Western countries or in the Kiwi countries, European countries, still industrial psychology, organizational psychology, they are quite structured and organized, that you can think of going ahead and pursuing that course. But back like 10 years back, I couldn't think it that way, that I'm having that option. So what is better? Would this degree give me a job in HR? I was not too sure about that possibility. So a friend of mine, she told me that, there is a course called as Masters in Labor Studies, and it is a very reputed course from a reputed college in Parar. It is LNML, Maharashtra Labor Institute. So, a Labor Studies Institute. So, I thought about it. I went through the course syllabus, and we also had a subject in industrial psychology. There was sociology, management studies, and majorly for 2 years, we were going to study labor laws. So I thought that this seems like a holistic degree for me to proceed ahead with getting a job in HR, or exploring further avenues in HR. And there was something like, how we decide the courses, that okay, my friend is enrolling in the course, so okay, I will also enroll in that course. So somewhere that happened as well, because she was my best friend for last many years, and so I thought that okay, let's give it a try. Again, over there we had the entrance exam and then group discussions, and then ultimately the interview with the panelists. So I cleared it all. I got in. And the course was enriching in many ways. It must have challenged me to study law, because I recollect that, back in graduation, we had FC subject in which we had law subject, but it was just for a semester. And I knew that how much I struggled with law back then. And again, now to study it for 2 years, it felt so challenging for me. But still, somehow, I tried to study them, and I got to know so much about the Indian judiciary system. We had several internships in trade union, in BMC, in corporate offices, having amazing, knowledge instilling discussions with the top managements of the companies and leaders. So it was quite enriching for me. And somewhere in the process, I was trying to find myself, that, am I fitting in? Is it like what is happening exactly? I was not sure. I was not 100% sure if I completely fit in this culture, in this work culture. Still, I thought of giving it a try. And I was campus placed in a company, where so the first campus placement was in organization development, but it was short-lived because I received a call letter from another company for whom I had given interview in my campus placement, and I felt that that role would do me good in the future, so I opted for that role, and it was a role in business HR where I was responsible right from the joining of the employee to the exit interview. So I got to learn a lot, and it was a process of 4,000 people. So quite huge again. And the environment, the work environment was also very nice. I had supportive managers, so forth, and even colleagues. Everything was going fine if you think about it, and there was growth, of course, and who doesn't want to go ahead in their job? But I realized again that this is not me. And finally, there came a realization that I'm not happy where I am, and I need to make a change. Although everything feels fine, everything feels so excellent on paper too, but something is amiss, and I am not happy. And for a month or two, probably I was in that self-reflective zone where I was questioning a lot in life, and I thought that no, something else. And what is that something else? And I must have brainstormed way a lot, because there came that one day which was like an aha moment, that okay, psychology and arts. And I'm just sitting there right in front of my screen, and I'm like, what just happened? And I am messaging my close friends that, see, this is what I want to do. Shall I quit now? Shall I speak to someone that I want to quit? I want to pursue this. And they're like, go for it. First, you speak to your parents, but are they okay with you doing this? you know, and I'm like, huh, that I didn't think only that, I need to speak to them also. Because this is what, happens in Indian families, that we talk to our parents, with our other family members, कि मैं ये कर लूँ या नहीं कर लूँ? Are you okay also with that? So they supported me, and I think that besides the calling that I had, this support that my parents gave me and showed faith in me, that yeah, you will do something. तुम कुछ कर लोगे अगर if you made this transition. But I did not decide there and then. After quitting my job, so I started applying for internships, because I wanted to see, if I am fit for mental health field.
Okay.
I got an internship in one organization which primarily uses art therapy as a modality to treat special need kids in Bangalore. So I spoke to the director. The director was fine, and they called me over there. I was in Bangalore for 2 months, and then I felt that okay, this feels fine. I mean, mental health, working in mental health feels fine to me, and it is near to the calling that I had. So I took the stance of coming back to Mumbai and then again deciding I want to do a master's. But then the question was, master's kahan se karna hai? Do I want to do it from India? Do I want to go abroad? Because I had this fascination of doing a degree from an abroad university. But I remember I had this discussion with one of my professors earlier, and my professor made a very valid point that, with what population you want to work with, Disha.
Mhm.
And that hit me right that, I didn't think about this. Even if I'm going abroad and if I'm not comfortable with the population over there, I'm going to come back. And then again, I have to apply my knowledge here. But if I'm studying abroad, then the course is, the course is formed or designed in such a way that it is made for that country. It is not made for your country,
Absolutely.
right? So if I want to, I could see myself working with Indian population. So it made sense to me that I enroll in a course which is over here itself. And that is what I did. So I enrolled for a course in MNWC Villepale, and the course was fantastic. I would say the management was too good, and it was simply enriching. My experience was simply enriching, I will tell you over there. At the same time, I worked as a counseling expert elsewhere where I had a supervisor too back then. So
Mhm.
both the things were aligning with me. And after completing my course, I finally made the choice that, okay, I want to be in the mental health field and just explore as much as I want to. But again, I would say that the word is adventure. So even after being in this field, I had lot of hiccups and they were not easy. I did receive an award, but to even reach up till there, I had to see a lot that goes on in the mental health field. And there were even moments when I felt I want to quit and I'm going back to searching jobs in HR. That had happened with me. I have seen salaries which are even less than the fresher's salary for a full-time job. I've even been there. And then there were others who actually appreciated the work I do, the professional that I am, and they are paying me what I deserve, or
Mhm.
in the collaborations that I do. So it felt somewhere right. So it felt as if I had to take a stand for myself as a professional and the values that I bring to the table and the work that I bring to the table. If I don't take a stand, then in the mental health field, nobody is going to respect me and nobody is going to offer me the lifestyle that I aim to have in my life. So I had to be very clear about this. If not for that, then you are never going to be happy working in the mental health field. That is a honest
Yeah.
suggestion I would give. So far the adventure, and I think my answer got a bit more descriptive than needed, but this has been my experience.
No, it was like it really helped, and I know the people out there, mostly the one who are pursuing their masters or bachelors in psychology, they would love to hear such a detailed descriptive uh, feedback and response. And yeah, it was quite a thoughtful decision and a thoughtful journey. Well, uh, like I don't know, but still, you had some or the other things to fall back upon, and it really matters, and it really gives us that confidence is what I feel. So obviously, this will definitely help the students to take their decisions or somewhere think through what they want to choose. So yes, so when you said that you wanted to work in a mental health profession, so did you try opting for a job initially, and or was it that innate mind happened directly after your masters?
Okay. So when I was in my final year, I was awaiting for my results. That's when a startup company they contacted me. I was for a lookout for a job and applying here and there. Uh, so they approached me. I thought of, okay, let's give it a try until and unless I don't get anything else substantial. So I was on their app Pinky Mind for a very long time, and for 2.5 years, and until then, after which I quit. But that app helped me to grow as a professional quite a lot. And since it was a startup, I got to share a lot of ideas with the founder, and the founder was also quite friendly and accepting of opinions from the team members. Um, Sadly, the founder passed away this year, so I could just think of him. But he was a wonderful person and who helped me grow. And he would always give me opportunities that, Disha, okay, you go ahead and let's do a workshop. So I was the first one on the platform to conduct a workshop for them. Or if they are launching something else, then would ask me for ideas. So in a way, it felt like my canvas on which I was painting and I was growing as a professional. So that happened. And apart from them, I try to collaborate with different clinics or even search for a job. And but when I was searching for a job, I realized that they were paying a very meager salary. It was less than the salary I got as an HR. And what I had in mind was, if I'm quitting my job, if I'm doing an additional degree, then after these 2 years, of course, I expect a salary which is more than that, because now I'm that qualified. But that didn't happen. And that was like a blow to me that, oh, this is how it works here. And I was not okay with it at all. So I thought of not going ahead with the job, because for the age that I had or the qualifications that I own. So I thought of having different partnerships and trying out different job profiles. So at Pinky Mind, I worked as a psychologist earlier, and later on, I was working as a senior counseling psychologist on the platform, covering, the workshop aspect, therapy, writing articles over there. Then I partnered with some other companies where I was designing some kind of therapy layout, some mini therapies for their app. I tried doing that. For someone else, I tried corporate counseling for the tied up, companies. Then I even tried facilitating workshops in depth and working as a trainer too. So, multiple roles I tried out. And additionally, I was even trying my hand at content creation as well. So here and then, all the experiences, they helped me to grow, and to an extent that I felt that, okay, now is the time that I'm ready and I'm earning sufficiently. My clientele has grown. My confidence has increased. I was also side by side doing additional certificate courses. Like in CBT, gestalt therapy, solution focused brief therapy, and the most recent was in trauma focused therapy. So I knew what I wanted to do. And that's when I thought that, okay, now let's start with your own organization. And at that time, we were in the midst of COVID, and pandemic had hit. And I realized that, there is a gap in providing quality and ethical therapy services. There was a lot that was being talked, that there are these kind of malpractices that are being conducted in the field, and people are not receiving the help that they need. That is the reason why I thought of starting my own through Innate Mind, and that's how Innate Mind came into uh, picture. And I'm very happy right now where Innate Mind is. It's still small, it's not huge, but recently we have launched multiple services there. You are a part of it, and I'm happy to have you as one of the key persons here at Innate Mind. And I'm extremely positive to see that where Innate Mind goes and reaching more and more people. But having a team that is not too huge, couple of people who are doing great work, so that I can personally also interact with them. So that is the vision I have for Innate Mind.
That was quite refreshing story you just mentioned. I thought of doing an activity which is like getting responses from the most googled questions about psychology or therapy. So, so yes, okay. So there were very basic questions which I found. So I researched a little bit and they were very basic. So the first question, what is therapy?
So I will try to simplify as much as possible, so that your viewers and subscribers can also understand. So therapy is a scientific tool to treat your thoughts,
Hmm.
your emotions, your behaviors, and also the effect of your thoughts and emotions that have on your body. And I am, focusing on the word scientific because there are different, treatment options that are there, if we have to call them as treatment options, but not necessarily that they have a scientific backing to them. So when it comes to therapy, it stems from psychology, which is a science, and uh, our therapy modalities have been researched for several decades now by using scientific tools, and that's why I said that it is a scientific modality. Now, under therapy, also there are different approaches. So if you are consulting a therapist, it is not a must that that therapist is a master of all these therapeutic approaches. Some act like generalists to treat various issues. Some are specialists who are focusing on only specific issues and
Hmm.
are using specific therapeutic approaches. So, to talk about therapeutic approaches again, which are there. So, one, which are tapping only on your thought processes, which are the cognitive models. So, anything to do with your thoughts, like how you think, the health of your thought. Are your thoughts toxic, negative in nature, not at all helping you out in life, or you are struggling to make with decisions, or you're not able to solve minor problems also in your daily life? Then those,
Hmm.
or if you are having any issues with your memory, concentration. So so all these issues are majorly a focus of the cognitive therapeutic approaches. Then comes the cognitive behavioral approach, the CBT, which is popularly used by therapists. So here, your thoughts, what is going on in your thoughts, and then your actions or the behaviors. So how your thoughts influence your behaviors, or your behaviors influencing your thoughts, and vice versa. So so in this kind of a therapy, your thoughts and behaviors are into focus, and then we try as therapists to provide you solutions to your issues. Then there is a humanistic approach also, where how therapists go about with this approach is that they believe that their clients have an innate wisdom that they hold. It's not like, as therapists, they have to continuously provide you certain techniques
Hmm.
to to fix your problems in a way. Rather, they believe that they are going to act like a guide. Just think of like a guru in some ways, but not exactly a guru, but a guide who is showing you some kind of a path, some kind of a mirror, in asking you certain questions which prompt you to tap on that innate wisdom that you have and come up with your answers. Like for me, in my journey back then, I had an aha moment. Okay, this is what I want to do, right? So you will also discover those kind of aha moments in such type of therapies. And then there is this psychodynamic approach too, wherein those therapists, they tap on the inner and deepest, most experiences that you may have had in life, going back into your past, and tapping on all those spots which you may not even remember now as a person. So there are so many approaches, and then there are these newer form of approaches. So just like any technology, our therapies also get upgraded with science. And so we have newer forms of therapies here and there. So I got trained in solution focused brief therapy, which comes under a modern form of therapy too, so that I know that where we are headed towards when it comes to therapies.
Hmm.
But just remember this, that irrespective of what therapeutic approach is being used, the bottom line is this, that we care for the well being of our clients, and we want to help them to resolve the issues that they are facing, and equip them with resilience, with hope and positivity to go about despite the challenges that they face in life. So, this is what therapy is, and I hope you have gotten a clarity somehow that what therapy is, and where it can help you out.
Okay. Yeah. So the next question was, how much does a therapy cost?
So therapy can be free, it can be pro bono. Therapy can get as expensive as 10,000, 20,000, 30, 40, 50 also.
Okay.
Okay. Now don't get surprised with the maximum number that I am quoting here, because keep this in mind that therapy is for everyone. And when I say everyone, that means that it is covering all economical classes. So that is why I said this, that, don't get too surprised. I'm even saying it as free because I know there are organizations that are doing charity work and they are providing therapy for free. There are helplines too, which are available in India as well as in several other abroad countries, which you can simply dial up and you can speak, or you can go to their centers too. Then there is pro bono. Pro bono means, don't misunderstand it for free therapy. That is not what pro bono means. Pro bono means pay what you can. So even if you can pay 50, 100 rupees, all right. There are organizations who are offering pro bono. Then, depending on, your state, village, town, city, suburban area where you are at, or you are at that core, living at the core cosmopolitan area. Depending on the area, also the fee structure is going to vary. So it can be anywhere from, let's say, 300 rupees, 500, then comes 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. 5,000 also it can go. And as I said that, I was also quoting like from 10,000 to 50,000, I was arranging that. And trust me, there are professionals who charge that quote as well. But as I said, that, where you are residing, depending on that, also therapy cost is going to vary. So what about these 10 to 50,000, if that comes into your mind? If you think about it, that, we know that India has the Ambani family, and they are the richest of all. They're the richest of all in the world. So do you think that, someone from that financial background will approach or consult a therapist who charges 500,000 rupees? They are not going to, right?
You
They
know.
want to go to someone, yes, definitely, who is excellent at what they are doing, and as well as, what fee they are charging, because they will know that, with the kind of fee that they are charging, that means they are working with a economical class which is at par as theirs.
Mm.
And that is the reason why, there are some therapists who want to work with this financially elite class, let me put it that way. And that is the reason why they are quoting that way. That doesn't mean that it's a must that you also should quote that way. To even quote that way as a professional, you need to have that skill set and confidence, and also that, it should align with your value system, that you want to work with this class.
Mhm.
If you want to work with someone else, then you will never be happy working with them, although the money is quite more, right? So again, therapy cost will be different. As a client, now from a client's perspective, you need to understand that, what is your comfortable fee range.
Mhm.
Then speak to the therapist that, hey, what is your cost? Oh, is it this much? Okay, I would not be able to pay this much. Do you offer a sliding scale? Now again, there are therapists who offer a sliding scale. Some offer every time, some offer from time to time based on availability. So I offer based on availability. So you can always check with them if it is possible to lower the fees, and then you're good to go. If it is not, then of course you can ask the same professional for references. If not, you can always look up online and check in the therapist who works for, at that preferred cost, and also is comfortable to work with the issues that you are facing in life.
Mhm. Absolutely. So moving on to the next question, which is, how do a person know that he or she, they need therapy? So now is the time, like few signs or symptoms, or how do I know that okay, I now should opt for therapy. Yes.
Hmm. So and there are different signs and symptoms that is there. But what I feel is that, when you start feeling that you have first no one to talk to about what is going on with you, and you want a safe person to confide into, you can approach a therapist, or you are seeking some clarity in your life. Again, go to a therapist who can help you out. And I'm just saying that, you may think that, okay, we have our teachers, gurus, friends, parents, family members, so forth. But if you think that even after speaking to them, you're not getting that clarity, and you yourself are feeling very confused, as we say that, we all have innate wisdom, we know the answers, but we struggle to come up with the answers. So therapy is going to help you to find your own answers. Not It's not going to tell you that, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So that is one other. If you feel that, you're not able to go about with your daily routine,
Hmm.
and you are struggling to go about with it, you are not able to sleep well as before, or you're sleeping more, or you're not sleeping at all, or you are having broken sleep, then that can be an indicator. If your appetite has gone down, or you're binging a lot than before, you're gaining weight or you're losing on weight, and you don't know what is going on there. If you are struggling to even get out of your bed and, tidy up your room, or, look after your hygiene, you are struggling to do daily chores, then maybe there is something that is happening emotionally and mentally, which is why you're not able to take those kinds of actions which are required in your daily life. That can be other. Then comes your academics and your work life. So if you see that, your productivity, concentration, memory is getting a hit, you need to go to therapy. If in your relationships you see yourself, you're throwing too many tantrums, and there are anger bouts, unreasonable anger bouts, and you are not able to be as interested as you were earlier in your relationships, and that is causing some probably intimacy related issues also in your relationship or your marriage. And that can also be a sign that you need to go and see a mental health professional. And also, if you feel that, there are chances where your confidence is going low, you are questioning yourself, you're struggling to make decisions as earlier, you're self doubting so much that you are not able to trust yourself anymore.
Okay.
Again, a short sign, therapy is going to help you. If you're criticizing way too much, you're hating yourself, you're not able to love yourself, approach a therapist. And of course, if you think that, um, there has been a traumatic experience in your life, and it can be a very old traumatic experience for which you think that now you're ready to process that trauma, go and approach a therapist. Or if it is a recent trauma that you have experienced, which is leading to too many nightmares, it is totally disrupting your daily life, relationships, work, academics, your own relationship with yourself, then again you need to see a therapist.
So yeah, quite a lot of examples, and like even I felt that it was like easy to resonate with, and the easier you explained it in the very easiest way. So yeah, thank you for that. So let's end up this session of answering the most googled questions here. So moving ahead with the therapy part, or the counseling part, which we can say, since you also mentioned about productivity at work, and also productive, it can be productivity at home as well. So recently we are hearing a lot of examples and news also about how work stress or burnout is taking toll over physical health and even over lives. So,
Mhm.
since you also work as a corporate counselor, so we would like to know a little bit, like what is actually a corporate counseling? So what kind of therapy is there into corporate counseling, and how it works, and how it benefits the employees as well as the organizations?
Okay. So, before tapping into that, let me differentiate between counseling and therapy, in brief. So, counseling is a short form of treatment, whereas therapy is a long form of treatment. So, counseling can be, you are having one session with the client, you are counseling, or two or three, or max 5 sessions with the client. I'm saying max, and of a shorter duration, not necessarily 1 hour duration. It can range between 30 to 45 minutes also, these sessions. When it comes to therapy, they are longer forms. That means that they can go on and on for months, even years. So even now, I am seeing clients in my private practice who come to me, who are visiting me for years now, for
Mhm.
many months, right? But when it comes to corporate counseling, I know that for 1 and 2 sessions, they are coming to me and they are good to go, or max they have visited me for 3 sessions, and after which we have to like decide whether short form counseling is going to help them, or whether a long duration therapy is going to help them. Now, talking about the kind of issues that I get to see in corporate counseling, so they can be stress, as you said, and majority that I get to see is related to stress, work stress, and how to combat that. There are also times when, because of personal reasons, the
Mhm.
stress is accumulated at their workplace. It can be a relationship stress, or someone who is trying to manage their academics and their work. So again, the stress gets accumulated here, and then because of stress we see that these employees are demotivated, not that productive, or not feeling so inspired, or they are throwing tantrums. They are not easy to work in a group dynamic. So lot many things that you get to see because of stress. Apart from that, there can be separate issues too, which I named, and not necessarily that stress is leading onto these issues. Let's
Okay.
say productivity at work. Now, why productivity is low? It again, there can be other reasons than stress. For instance, the employee has not gotten proper training or guidance from their supervisors or ex-colleagues, or they feel that their supervisors or managers are not too approachable for them to solve their doubts, and that is why their productivity is getting hit. Or they are bullied at work, and that's why they don't feel like giving so much into the work that they are doing. Or they feel that they are excellent at their work, but again, someone else is taking credit for their work, so they don't feel like putting in a lot of effort over there, and so productivity is down. And then comes motivation can also be hit because of these reasons. So these are some common reasons that we get to see. But apart from this, also there can be mental health related issues. Let's say a person is diagnosed with a mental health disorder, and that is why they are facing some challenges at their work. Or it can be an issue related to substance use, like alcohol, drugs, and even cigarettes at time. I know that in work culture it has become these days quite common to smoke, but again, if you're smoking excessively, it is going to hit your nervous system and also your body. So it will lead to some kind of physical ailment and mental ailment again. Then there is also sexual harassment at workplace. So these are also sometimes some cases that I have taken for which counseling was required. So in a nutshell, these are various issues that I often work with as a corporate counselor.
So thanks for shedding light on differentiating between therapy and counseling. And yes, and also the insights you shared about, the things about
Mhm.
how personal life can also have a repercussion on the work. Is I think this is the aspect sometimes is not very much highlighted. It's just the other way around which we talk about. So thank you for it was a kind of eye-opening thing. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's move on towards our next part, which is going to be a fun activity, a myth buster activity. Okay. So the first statement is psychologists can read your mind.
Myth.
Okay. They can know your personality just by looking at you.
Myth.
Okay. So psychologists are bound by ethical guidelines and confidentiality rule.
Fact.
You don't have to have a mental illness to go for a to approach a mental health professional or go to a therapist.
Fact.
Therapy can be short term or long term depending on the issue.
Fact.
Talking to a therapist is just like talking to your friend.
Myth.
Okay. Therapists will tell you what to do with your life.
No. No. Myth.
Okay. Uh, Therapists provide medication, they prescribe medication in therapy.
So in India, they do not. So it's a myth.
Okay. Okay. So in India, they do not, but like in few of the countries, psychologists do
Few
prescribe.
of the country, they have received the license to prescribe medications. They can do that, but not in India.
Thank you for
Mm.
highlighting that. So with that, I think we will end up this fun activity. So since we are approaching towards concluding this podcast, this conversation, I would like you to share, if you're comfortable sharing, what vision you have for Innate Mind.
Okay, so the vision that I have is for Innate Mind to grow in such a way that we are touching the lives of people through various mental health services, not just therapy, but different mental health services, so that we are accommodating people from all economical backgrounds. So that is the kind of vision I have. And also, when it comes to team, the vision that I have for a team is that uh, they are a bunch of sincere, qualified and passionate professional. And I'm saying bunch and not an entire huge team, because
Okay.
I think that, when we are working with a very huge team, we tend to lose, the personal touch with the team members. And I always have this idea that if I am collaborating with someone under Innate Mind, then I want to know them as a person. What are their strengths that they can bring as an individual person into the table as a professional too. So I tend to see that even when Shivani, when we met, I understood that, with our short conversations, the kind of positivity and optimism that you bring. So I really liked that about you. And we have even worked on the anniversary workshops for Innate Mind, and I saw your work, which was so apt, and it left for very less scope for me to edit somewhere or pitch in my expertise. So I knew that, how you are as a person somewhere, and the interactions that we built helped me to do that. And also I saw your work. So, this is the kind of touch that I want as a founder with all my team members. I don't want to get distant. I want to again and again come back to my team members, hear from them, if they are able to share the vision that I have for Innate Mind, and, to together work closely so that we are achieving this vision. That is what I see.
Thanks a lot. That was refreshing, and thanks again for your kind words. Yes. So you also mentioned about the services
Mhm.
Innate Mind provides. It's not just therapy, but it's beyond therapy. So would you like to just highlight the services so that our viewers also would know and would like to approach you for that?
Right, right. So we have segmented our services. So therapy comes under Innate Mind Care. Then we have Innate Mind Community too. So which is a WhatsApp group of over 200 people now. And they are not just from India, but different parts of the world who have joined us as group members. And it's a free group right now. So So basically, the idea behind this WhatsApp group is to go global in some ways, provide them a safe place and aiding place which can, help them out in their wellness journeys. So we share different daily codes, reflective questions, affirmations, certain tasks, and also our updates of events. So it helps them in some way to just get going. And we have also received positive comments from the group members as to how this Innate Mind community has been working for them. Then we also offer Innate Mind mentoring, so wherein we are providing mentorship related services to psychology students, psychologists who want to build their brand, and even those who want to transition from one career to the mental health career. Apart from this, we also offer the Innate Mind professionals, wherein we are collaborating with corporates for corporate counseling. Then we have the Innate Mind space too, so where we have workshops and listening circles. So we have been conducting workshops before. They can be community workshops, which we are conducting for laypersons who want to improve mental wellness in particular. And then these workshops are also for corporates, where we are conducting them for the corporate, as I had mentioned earlier. Now, talking about listening circles, this is something new that we came up with, and we felt that, not always people require guidance. Sometimes they just need a space to vent out and express how they're feeling. And that is why we have right now launched listening circles at very economical prices, so that more people can come and they can speak out their heart. We are also going to make this a solution focused listening circle, so that you get some takeaways from this listening circle. So in a way, it's like a holistic a holistic aid for you. Simply be completely aware of it and find a community, find a group where you can feel belonged. So that is a purpose that we have for listening circle and for this month's theme. And we will be definitely bringing forth listening circles and workshops every month. And very excited to see many more people join them. What do
Yeah.
you think, Shivan?
Yeah, even I'm excited for about it too. So it really feels great when we can help. We will be able to help the people who can actually benefit from it. So absolutely positive about it and absolutely excited. And let's like looking forward how it goes. And yes, so that was it from my side. And once again, I would like to thank you for your time and presence all about. So thanks a lot, ma'am.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here today. And I'm happy to be guiding so many people through what I have shared and my life experiences. So, wishing everyone all the best. And if you ever need help, you can always contact us.
Yes. Thank you.